Emergency response organizations at all levels of government are using e-marketplaces to get critical supplies fast to respond to the coronavirus. The General Services Administration has a pilot program launching soon for e-marketplace micro-purchases. Rob Burton's partner at Crowell Moring. He's former deputy administrator and acting administrator of federal procurement policy and writing about e-marketplaces in NextGov. Rob, welcome. Thanks for coming on the program. And at the beginning of this piece, you get right at the question that I've had the entire time we've talked about e-marketplaces for the federal government. You write, Amazon, eBay, Overstock, and Etsy are all popular examples of virtual marketplaces. The thing that I wonder in government is if there are 3 marketplaces where a federal employee has to go to potentially buy from, or 4, how does one know which is the best one where I'm going to get the best price or the best value for my agency among each of those 3 organizations?
Well, Francis, first of all, there's enormous confusion on this whole topic. So right now, every federal agency is using e-marketplaces. They're using them a lot. They're using more than 3 or 4. They're using every e-marketplace that you know of. They have that flexibility and opportunity. What you're talking about now is that Congress has asked GSA to take the lead and putting together a central place to go where the Congress has mandated there be 3 or 4 marketplaces that you could choose from. You don't really need that. Congress really didn't need to even do that, because right now everybody can choose wherever they want to go to, whether it's Amazon, Walmart, whatever. They have that choice right now, and the marketplace creates inherent competition. So the government's getting the best prices because you have the marketplace working and thousands of suppliers competing for a particular item. And so that's the key. The key thing here is Congress wanted GSA to take the lead and at least initially limit it to 3 or 4 marketplaces, which is what they're doing. As a matter of fact, that pilot was supposed to roll out this month, Francis, but it hasn't happened yet. But so GSA has a hard task ahead of itself in trying to come up with in effect, a centralized marketplace for the federal government. But the bottom line is, I think you're going to see agencies continuing to use whatever marketplace they want.
So, because I don't have anything better to do on a weeknight before I'm coming in to do the show, I looked on Amazon, tried to find the lowest price on Amazon for a box of 20 packs of copy paper, Rob. The price on Amazon was one thing, the price on Walmart was another thing, and the price, I mean, they're all over the map. And so at some point in time, it strikes me, if Congress has provided this level of oversight, they're also going to provide a level of oversight. Buying one box of paper for $3 difference doesn't matter. When it's 1,000 or 10,000, that's a reasonable amount of money, and it's probably something that some overseer is going to want an explanation for. What do we do to protect the federal employee who's in the position of having to make that decision and maybe making the wrong decision because he or she didn't have one source to go to, they had to check among a whole bunch of them?
Well, but the bottom line, Francis, is that when you go to a marketplace, if you're looking for a pad of paper, you're going to see, if it's a true online marketplace with 1,000 suppliers, you're going to be able to see on that marketplace all the different pricing, and you'll be able to compare it right then and there. I think any contracting officer that is doing that and taking that initiative to look at more than one price, they don't really need to go to several marketplaces, although that is what I think GSA wants them to do, is actually look at different marketplaces. My advice to the government is keep this simple. Just keep it simple. Let the marketplace dictate the prices. You're going to have competition. You're going to be able to choose and look for the lowest price. But of course, that's not the only thing you want to look at is price. I mean, you're going to want to look at other factors too. I think that the bottom line here, Francis, is that we're going to see the government moving to the use of e-marketplaces more than ever before. Now we're talking micro purchases below $10,000. Of course, with the pandemic, it went up to $20,000. But if you take a look at the number of cardholders in the federal government, it's increased dramatically. I think it was 287 in FY 2018. It then jumped to over 500,000 in fiscal year 2019. I'll be curious to see what happens in 2020 with the pandemic, because the e-marketplaces really stood up to the pandemic. They allowed federal agencies to have a quick, easy place to go to get critical supplies for our first responders. It was absolutely a great success story. And Francis, it's so nice to talk about something that's going well in federal procurement. But this did. It went well.
You write in this piece in NextGov about 2 states, Virginia and Delaware, that have e-marketplace options for their buyers. What did they do well, Rob? What works well in those states?
Well, they in Virginia, they had something called EVA, which was basically a government-sponsored marketplace that, again, had lots of different suppliers on the market. They set up a separate COVID-19 section so state agencies could immediately look for critical supplies such as masks, thermometers, surgical gowns. They were able to find those supplies quickly. And I think that actually the federal government has a lot to learn from the states here. The states are actually doing a great job with respect to some of this COVID response. And it's sort of exciting that I think that government at least has this option now to go with small purchases, go quickly, find critical suppliers. Something else, a lot of these online marketplaces, I'm not sure about Virginia, but a lot of online marketplaces waived seller fees and allowed sellers to flock to the marketplace that could provide some of these critical, hard to find items for in response to the pandemic. And that was just a really good move.
Rob Burton, thanks very much as always.
Thank you. Thanks, Francis. Great seeing you.